All right, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Budden, Marisa, go ahead.
What up, son? Word.
Yeah. To all the killers and the $100 billers. For real, niggas who ain't got no feelings.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'll name this podcast later. This is episode 11. I want to say.
Yeah.
I really hope it is, because I'm tired of getting the number wrong.
You're right.
All right, this is episode 11. We have Marisa Mendez in the building. Why, I'm not sure. I've been saying that for 11 weeks now. Rory is here yet again. I think Rory has become like an unofficial part of the podcast. Mm-hmm. He plays hooky from his corporate world.
Allegedly,
for about an hour and a half, and comes to hang out with his hood friends. That would be me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And we have a special co-host.
Hey.
It's Parks.
Yeah,
it's Parks.
Yeah, you guys have no idea who Parks is. Some of you do. Parks is my engineer. Parks is a producer. Parks is a DJ. Parks wears many hats. He should have been here when we were having our hip-hop discussion that Marisa Mendez offered nothing.
I said something.
Yeah, but it wasn't very much. But big week. Plenty to talk about this week for some strange reason. It would almost seem like I did some planning for this one, but I didn't.
Whoa.
I didn't. It's just a very busy week. Avengers comes out Friday. Look, nobody's excited about it. No one cares about Avengers coming out. Nope. No, it's not just me. There's a world of people. That movie is going to break a lot of records.
It'll probably do a billion. Yeah, I'm just not interested.
It might break. It might break Fast and Furious 7. It might come close to that or break it. Well, you guys just like, do you like comic books? What was wrong with your childhood?
No.
The Kentucky Derby is this weekend. I don't know much about it, but a horse will win.
Good prediction.
What else?
It'll be nice hats.
You've been watching ESPN.
Let me address this. Last week I made playoff predictions last week, and I'm all wrong. all of them were wrong and horrible. I didn't take into account some injuries. Milwaukee is pushing Chicago to fucking 6 now. I didn't see that happening. I did guess the Warriors sweep of the Pelicans. They didn't sweep them. Yes, they did. I guessed that. I guessed. I didn't see Toronto not wanting to play at all, but I'm happy because I didn't want to see fucking Drake on Instagram celebrating. What else?
But now you get to see Wale on Instagram celebrating.
Nah, but I can deal with Wale celebrating. Okay. His celebrating is like, it's not as exaggerated.
It's not as obnoxious as Drake.
Yeah, Drake just be too excited that like the Raptors have won something recently.
Right.
And I don't like it because I'm a Knicks fan. But anyway, the Yankees won in the Subway Series 2-1, beat the Mets. I know, like, you people, I don't know, maybe I'm just more into sports than some other people. That was like a real big deal to me. Hearing something, feedback. What's happening in the world? Crackling.
What causes that?
I think
Get your fucking MacBook Air out of here.
It never made a problem before.
First of all, no man even has an Air. Get the Air.
Ain't even mine.
Well, why do you have somebody else's laptop?
Because my job gives me an extra MacBook.
Then it is yours.
Aren't you
Well, it doesn't belong to
fancy?
me, but...
And pardon me, hate to burp in the podcast, but the big fight. The fight is Saturday.
Yeah,
Tell me you guys don't care about that.
I care.
I absolutely care
I'm
about
going to go to
that.
a fight party. Yes.
Yeah, you're such a bird. Like, listen to why you care about one of the biggest fights in boxing history.
I mean, I also care because it's also a big deal.
That's why you care.
Yes.
Well, why is it a big deal, Monty? Let's hear it.
Because they're both...
Exactly my point. All right, let's get your account out the way. What fight party are you going to? Let's hear it.
My friend Samira, she's just having a party at her house.
All right, so a bunch of hoes in the house watching the fight party. All right, great.
Nice. I don't even have a rebuttal to that.
Rory, where are you watching the fight?
I'll probably, if I don't find anything, try to convince you to buy it so I don't have to buy it. And
You guys
watch
can
it
come
in
to our fight
your
party.
living room.
Nobody's coming to your fight party.
It's really fun.
No.
We're going to have a taco bar. It's going to be like a
I do like
Cinco de Mayo
tacos, but
fight party.
No, we're not doing that. Who do you guys have winning this fight?
Mayweather.
So, this fight, Mayweather could get jerked. And here's why. If it goes to decision, he could get jerked because there's double the amount of money if Mayweather loses. If he wins, he can retire and get the fuck out of here. Boxing is the most corrupt sport ever.
I mean, true. But
So, if it's just a straight up fight, I'm taking Mayweather. But if it comes to decision and he gets jerked, it's not going to surprise me because now we could do part 2 Pacquiao Mayweather. The shit was on the front of my Verizon bill. You know how much money this fucking fight is bringing in?
How much is your Verizon bill?
I paid it today, $130.
What do you got on it?
Verizon. That's actually pretty cheap.
For a cell phone?
No. Yo, grow up, my nigga. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. It's not like we haven't seen weird happenstances in boxing before. So that wouldn't shock me at all. I think Mayweather is extremely prideful.
Yeah.
I do think that 0 means a lot to him.
I don't think he would throw the fight for money. I don't see his ego allowing him to do that.
Yeah, so if the funny shit happened, it
would be from boxing. I don't think it would be from Mayweather.
Yeah, it'd be from the judges. Pacquiao would have to keep it extremely close. I'm not sure that he can. I don't put as much faith in Pacquiao as everyone else does, to be honest with you. I get it, Mayweather 38, Pacquiao's 36. Pacquiao hasn't had a knockout since 08-09 against Cotto when he beat the bloody shit out of Miguel Cotto, and I felt like I was watching Apollo Creed in Rocky. Like I wanted to stop that fight. I did. Like it was really, really, really bad, and Cotto's my guy, so it was horrible. But yeah, Pacquiao hasn't had a knockout since then. We've seen him fall asleep.
That's an understatement.
Mayweather is just too much of a tactician.
Yeah, he's certainly one of the smartest fighters ever.
And he seems angry.
Oh, they don't like each other. That's what I do like the most about this. They just generally do not like each other. It's not certain boxing matches where you're supposed to hate the person. They just fucking hate each other.
Now, I'll touch on a topic that I probably shouldn't, but Joe's gonna Joe.
Shocker.
I'm a little confused as to why ESPN seems to be running a smear campaign.
On Mayweather?
Yes.
It's odd. And you know what I've also noticed is the feminist groups. When Mayweather allegedly was beating women, it didn't matter. But now that he has a fight, it's the biggest story in the fucking world. Like, you're very selective with your outrage when you see people being successful. Then you have to bring these things up.
The timing is a bit weird to me. And I don't think I've ever seen it happen this heavy before a fight. I've seen this at least 5 times a day on ESPN for the past week and a half. I watched the Outside the Line story. Interesting story. Didn't really give me any new information. Mayweather allegedly beat a bunch of bitches up since 2001. Great. And I don't want to sound insensitive toward that because I'm not. I don't condone it. I don't agree with it at all. But I don't know. I guess it makes it hard. There are a lot of people who are having a hard time separating Mayweather the boxer from Mayweather the person. So let me make my stance very clear. I hate Mayweather the person, and I don't use that term very loosely. He's very egotistical. He's very shallow. He's very arrogant. He doesn't reek of intelligence at all. That's my own personal take. You can't take anything away from his boxing skill. And I'm going to order the fight, and I'm going to enjoy the fight. I don't care about what he does in his spare time. And that's that.
Parks, anything?
That sounds accurate. I mean, I feel the same way. I don't like Mayweather as a
I
person.
think he's a piece of shit, but
I actually don't like watching Mayweather box.
What do you expect from a boxer? Now,
Pacquiao's not a piece
Broner,
of
I
shit.
totally understand. Broner is very arrogant.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you expect from a boxer?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
You don't
they're
expect a
they're
boxer to be
all-
arrogant as fuck?
oh, they're talking about the violence.
If you
Yeah,
going
I'm
into a
about to
fight,
Whoa. I was just say, clean that up, bro. Edit that out. What do you expect from a boxer? He's supposed to beat the shit out of bitches. Like,
no,
I'm about to say-
no. I'm talking about the arrogance.
I
I'm
know,
talking about.
I know. I'm just saying, I almost misinterpreted that.
Whoops.
Yeah.
What do you expect? He's fighting all the time. So what if she didn't clean the kitchen?
Oh, this is horrible. But yeah, all right, arrogance. Okay, great.
Yeah. Do you not expect him, especially to be perceived that way, as arrogant? He should show the public how arrogant he is. He's a fighter. But when Broner does it, it doesn't really work because Broner gets beat.
Well, Broner gets beat.
And Broner does not work half as hard as
and
Mayweather.
Mayweather is the richest athlete
As of now, yes.
currently. So he is able to do the whole braggadocious thing a bit different from other athletes. But I don't know. I guess my thing is when you've been to the end zone, when you get to the end zone, act like you've been there before. Like it's not a shocker that This guy has 20 cars and a big, beautiful man. Like, that is just surprising. I mean, this is what you're supposed to have. He just seems too excited for me. I don't know. I'm one of the down-to-earth guys.
So you're more into Pacquiao's political singing career?
No. I don't want to hear about Pacquiao.
Would you do a song with Pacquiao?
No. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't.
I would advise you to.
How much is he paying me?
Exactly.
How much is Pacquiao paying me, first of all? That's not. I might be the biggest. Where's Pacquiao from? The Philippines. Oh yeah, it'd be a sensation.
There we go.
I'd be a Filipino. Pacquiao.
Get Corey on the phone.
Holla
Let's
at your
get
boy.
this done.
So I want to call a dear friend of mine who I defer to when it comes to boxing. Now, this guy's been in the studio all night and hasn't slept. Shocker, shocker, shocker. But I'm going to call him just to get his take on this fight because I do respect his boxing opinion and because Pete is a piece of shit and I want him to have nothing to do with this podcast.
Where is Pete?
He's on the way. He's in traffic.
Oh.
Pete has a car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been in his car before.
You've been in his car before?
I've driven with Pete before. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Friends don't
Hey,
drive.
how come
You've been in
this
Joe's
thing is
car?
not- Oh, wait. Hey, Nickel. Hold on, let me get my shit together over here. What do I have to press? 1 and 2?
It'll be on 1 and 2, but I don't think is it plugged in all the way where it's.
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Sometimes the case fucks with it.
Hey, Nickel, say something. Is that good enough? All right, that's good enough. Royce the 5'9" on the line. Royce, how are you on this beautiful afternoon?
I'm doing good. What up, dog? What's the deal?
None much. I'm here with Parks and Rory and Marisa, but she's not going to provide anything.
Thank you.
All right, what up, y'all?
What's up, Royce?
So we're talking about the fight, and I was just finished telling people I always defer to you because you are like a boxing fanatic. You're very knowledgeable when it comes to this. I'm a little confused, and Rory brought up the same point. I want to pick a winner on the fight, but politics has me afraid to do that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're talking about a fight of this magnitude, you're talking about the bullshit. It's going to be some bullshit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like Floyd just needs to stop him. And I think that's what he's training to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's chopping wood and doing all the shit that you see fighters do when they're trying to, like, build power or they trying to just go in there stronger than they would normally be. I don't think he's going to play with him.
Yeah, it seems he's taking this fight a bit more serious. He seems really determined and certainly is preparing well. So you think, when you say stop, you mean knockout?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to stop him. Like, the ref going to have to stop it, or the fight, if it goes the distance, it's going to have to be so unanimous and so one-sided, and you know what I'm saying? Like, which is possible for him to do that, but I don't know. I don't see Manny not winning those first 3-4 rounds. I don't see Manny not winning those rounds.
Why? So why? That's interesting. You have Manny winning the first few rounds.
He's gonna come out like the Tasmanian Devil, dog.
Yeah, but that's how he lost the Marquez fight.
And see how he lose this one. That's what he's gonna do. That's his only shot.
Interesting.
He can't box Floyd. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to go out there and he's gonna have to outwork a whole bunch of punches. That left hand up the middle is gonna catch Floyd with that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Once Floyd adjusts to it, it's pretty much it. Manny gonna get desperate. He gonna get wild, reckless, and then and Floyd should be able to stop him if he willing to apply himself like that.
I think my phone is going in and out, but we ghetto, so we're just gonna keep the conversation going. Do you think this fight is hyped to the point where it could potentially be a letdown to a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, it's the what is it, like the biggest sporting event ever, maybe, like from a number standpoint. So yeah, it's definitely a possibility it could be a letdown. I mean, shit, if you get in there and find out where Manny can't boring this thing, he's gonna take full advantage of it. He's not gonna give a fuck. The fans say or nothing. I mean, he's been real vocal with that, talking about how he want to walk away from boxing with all the marbles, and you know what I'm saying, like in the way that he didn't preserve his body over the years. But I mean, shit, the same shit on the special. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Floyd had the most problems when people make him fight. You know what I'm saying? When people make him, because he's such a great technical fighter, people can't seem to figure it out, but when they put pressure on them, you know, you force them to show you other cards and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Manny gonna do because he's fast. His footwork's crazy. It's gonna be a good fight.
All right, so give me your prediction.
I'm going with Floyd.
Well, I know you're going with Floyd. You're going with Floyd in what, 10?
Listen, in boxing, you always got to go with skill. There's more skill for fighters. Manny.
I think that's Roy's phone. I don't think that's my phone anymore.
You just see Joe trying to hold this phone in all different angles
I'm trying
right
to get
now.
this phone to fucking work
damn near
right.
upside down.
Yeah, I'm asking for the prediction. This is important, and I can't hear. Hey, Royce, you there?
Nope.
Damn it, I wanted this prediction, man.
Get back on that line.
Oh, man.
Tell him to text you.
Oh, that's horrible, man. What the fuck? See, that's why we need a producer on this fucking show.
Look who's arrived. Oh, there he is.
Who, Joey?
Nope.
And now something. What's happening here?
I think it's your phone.
Let me just turn my phone off, and we'll edit out all of that staticky bullshit. Okay. Now that call-in went so wonderful. Whoa. Let me just speak to the people that are in the room. So, speaking of ESPN, Bomani Jones, are you guys familiar with who this man is?
Are you looking at me?
Are you guys familiar, the three of you, you just happen to be right across from me?
Actually, Rory is, but... Yep.
Just answer the question.
No,
Marissa.
I have no fucking clue who that is.
All right, so you have no idea. Why don't you say that instead of giving me all this fucking extra shit? Of course you know who Bomani Jones is. Of course you know. Bomani Jones, for those of you who don't know, is the co-host of a show called Highly Questionable with Dan Lebitard, I want to say is his name, and his father. You know, you've seen the show before. And he seems to be pretty hip-hop savvy for the most part. Very sarcastic, very intelligent individual. I appreciate his humor on Twitter. I think his Twitter handle is Bomani_Jones. I'm not sure, and it's not that important for me to check it. But he made some interesting comments last week that I would just like to discuss about life after death. He said that Life After Death by Biggie Smalls, for the younger listeners out there, is, I want to quote him, but my memory's bad. He said it's one of the most overrated albums of all time.
Yeah. I don't think it's overrated. Because I don't think
It's certainly not the most overrated album of all time.
Not even close.
Right.
Because I don't think
That's
it's
for
necessarily
sure.
held as like the best ever.
Well,
But let's bring up the track list.
funny that you
Since
say
it's
that.
a double disc,
Funny that
I
you
can't
say
remember
that.
every song that's
Pull
on
up the
there.
track list, but let's not go over it just yet.
Okay.
In order to figure out if this statement had some type of validity at all, I then asked myself, where is Life After Death rated? Or Parks may have asked me that, and I just fucking regurgitated it.
Somebody asked.
Somebody said, where is it rated? Where is it rated?
That's my question. I mean, we just had the
maybe
tournament
just-
online, and it went out, maybe second to last round or something like that?
Life After
Really?
Death is a classic album.
Made it to Sweet 16?
I think so.
Would the entire room agree that it's a classic album?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. How could it not be? It's got like 6 at least classic songs that they still play today on it. I don't see how you debate it. Classic status.
Peter can help out with this.
No, I don't want Peter to have anything to do with this podcast for forever. Yeah, I want to fire him.
Okay.
Oh, I can. Oh, I can, Peter. Well, it's a classic
That was a chess
album.
move for bringing Parks in today. We have an engineer now.
It's a classic album. So how could it be overrated? You know what? Let's provide some backstory here. Now my timeline's a little off. In 1991 or 92, the movie Who's the Man was released, and stupid me for some reason got the soundtrack. Actually, it was a great soundtrack, by the way. But that's when I first heard Biggie Smalls, Party and Bullshit. And that was like unlike anything I had ever heard from a rapper at that time. Like, didn't know how this guy looked. Just heard like this weird voice with gutter rhymes over like a party beat. Which Party and Bullshit back at that time, that was a party beat. So I was hype, and I was anticipating the album from this guy. So now let's speed this up a little bit. Ready to Die comes out. Classic album, we could all agree, right?
Yes.
I loved Ready to Die. It was like, you know, we all know what Juicy did. If I had to pick one record, and we had this conversation, Parks and I, if I had to pick one record to explain and represent hip-hop to someone who was totally unfamiliar with hip-hop, it would be Juicy.
Yeah.
That's my pick. What's you guys' pick?
I might steal your answer on that.
Yeah.
It has
honestly,
it has
it's
a lot
just-
of elements of what hip hop embodies in one record.
I agree. It's definitely top 5, if not top 3 hip hop songs of all time to me.
Yeah. I don't think anybody could be mad at that. So yeah, Ready to Die comes. Biggie's the fucking man. Suicidal Thoughts, back when I wanted to kill myself. Oh, I was hooked. I was hooked. This was amazing. Then I go away to high school. Now I'm fucking smoking angel dust and I'm doing all types of wild shit. Who Shot Ya? Oh my fucking goodness gracious. Biggie just, the build up, and I don't even want to call it a build up, but he just seemed to do everything right up until Life After Death. Like, there was no down period at all.
Nah,
like,
no.
New
No
York
decline.
was his, hip hop was his. Oh my God. And then before Who Shot Ya, I think I want to say, and this is where my timeline gets a little funny, I wasn't the biggest One More Chance guy album version. No, not album version. I love the album version, but they put out one with a dip. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. But then, when I thought Biggie could do nothing else amazing, when I thought he couldn't do anything greater than what he had already done, what does he do? He puts out a fucking vid, changes the beat, Faith is on the hook, every famous person's in the video, then a brownstone in Brooklyn. Oh my God. This guy is the fucking greatest. Oh, I watched that video a million times. I went searching for the single, and you couldn't get it. You couldn't buy it. Nowhere. It was a hit before you could buy it. This is before iTunes, before any of that fucking fuck shit. So this video was in heavy rotation. This song was in heavy rotation, and you couldn't fucking get it. Oh my! I thought it was genius. I forgot how I got it. It eventually, became for sale.
From Tidal?
Yeah, but
That's exactly where he got it. Maybe he taped it on the radio.
oh, we got to get into Jay too. Oh, Jay. Oh, that damn Jay. But so yeah, back to my point. Biggie just seemed to do everything right up until Life After Death. He put out that freestyle I still play to this day. You know, over the fucking Murder Was the Case beat and the fucking. I'm having a brain fart right now, but
Do real things.
I don't. Somebody said that, an anonymous person. I don't know who said that. I want Pete to have nothing to do with the show. But yeah, real niggas do real things. And then Life After Death comes, and you know it's in the midst of the whole Biggie Pac shit. It was a bunch of Pac disses in there. And outside of Biggie's man Jermaine, that was the only problem that I had with Life After Death. Biggie's man that fuck niggas over the ass and throw them over, fuck niggas in the ass and throw them over the bridge. No, that was Gutter.
Yeah.
Jermaine, what was Jermaine doing? That dark-skinned Jermaine. Well, yeah, Gutter. I want to stay far away from Gutter. I don't ever want to meet him.
I wouldn't particularly want to hang out with
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about. Let me just shut up right now. Before Gutter fucking busts in this room and start wilding. But that was my only problem with that album. Like, I even liked Play Haters at the time.
Yeah.
So that's just to give the younger people some point of reference as to what was going on then. And I think that album aged pretty well. Ready to Die, not so much for me personally. It's quite a few records on Ready to Die that...
There's only a couple that's good, but...
No, I listened to them, but they sound like 94.
Yeah, I guess. I see what you're saying. Carry on.
Life After Death, Nah, I could put What's Beef on right now.
Yeah, and a lot of those still get played on the radio.
I could
too,
Kick
so-
in the Door.
And people still turn up
I
when
have
they
the track
come on the
list up.
radio.
All right, let me get the track list.
So
Let's
many
see.
songs on there.
Oh, it's a double disc, so it's gonna be a second.
Oh, just shut up and give us the track list.
Somebody's got to die.
Oh my God. Everybody knows somebody who's got to die.
What a genius title.
Yeah,
So
come
ahead of
on.
its time.
Wow.
Hypnotize. Classic record.
Still plays.
Yep.
Kick in the Door. Classic record. Fucking You Tonight.
Still plays.
I sure hope I'm fucking somebody tonight. See, it's all relevant.
Last Days with the Locks.
Oh yeah. Hey, now let me just say, the bootleg Life After Death. Well, not the bootleg. It leaked early when it came out,
On
it
Zippy
was
Share?
Huh?
On Zippy Share?
There was no Zippy Share.
On Audio Mac?
There was no Audio Mac, and there was a harder version of Last Days on that particular leak.
I don't think I ever heard that one.
Yeah, it was harder. It was. I'm telling you.
never heard
I'm
it.
saying this for a fact. Oh,
You never heard
okay.
it either?
Yeah. No, it's hard. They kind of changed the beat up a little bit, changed the order, but whatever. That was a hard version. Jersey City Heads, because that was back when, Jersey City niggas would take fucking every acapella. Hey, there was a story about that, actually. A Clue story about the Life After Death leak, because Clue leaked those records. Yeah. We should call Clue. He's probably too scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because of gutter. All right, forget this. Let's just continue. What else?
I Love the Dough, which I think is a very underrated record with Jay-Z. I love
Yeah.
that record.
You know, I played that record the other day, and it felt good to hear Jay rhyme over that style of beat.
Which he didn't particularly do.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time since he rapped over that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And he bodied it.
What's Beef?
Love it.
Come on.
More Money, More Problems.
Come on.
Classic.
And let me just tip my hat to Pusha T, who, I normally tell people to stay away from classic records, but that Pusha diss with Dream, yeah.
Over the What's Beef, right?
Oh my God. Oh, when that record came out, Slaughterhouse was on tour. We wanted to diss somebody. That record was that's a great fucking record. But anyway.
The word Marissa Parks, I, and Peter cannot say bleed.
Oh, niggas bleed. Because niggas do bleed. The word we can't say. Oh, you guys.
I got a story to tell.
Well, let's hear it.
No, that's the name of the last record
okay.
on disc one.
That's great. You can't overrate that.
No.
You can't overrate that entire
Oh, that's
disc.
just disc one.
Well, let's get a quick rundown of disc 2.
Notorious Thugs.
Oh,
Amazing.
my God.
Miss You. Classic, reflective Biggie track.
I could do without Miss You.
Yeah,
I like Miss You.
That might be the first.
Yeah, I could do without it, but I get it.
I like it.
KG.
Another.
I didn't hear that, Peter.
I need to
Peter's not even in the
so
room.
much I'm holding back on saying, by the way. I'm about dying here.
What's the next one?
Another with Loco.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Going Back to Cali. Classic.
Classic.
10 Crack Commandments. Classic.
Yeah.
Player Hater.
Classic. To me.
Yeah, me too. I'm not skipping it.
Nasty Boy.
Oh, that's my shit.
Sky's the Limit, which I
Oh,
think could
come
be
on.
on a
Oh,
top
come
5
on.
Biggie track.
Definitely a top 5 Biggie track of all time.
Yeah, I agree. The World is Filled with Puff and Too
With
Short.
Pimps and Hoes.
Adding Too Short to that was great.
Too Shorts.
My Downfall.
Yeah.
Come on.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah, come on.
And
Bomani Jones.
Yeah. The only part to me is like the first couple
I've heard
songs
enough.
after Notorious Thugs is like.
I
It's
thought it was
soft.
cool with RZA and Biggie.
Yeah, that was dope.
I
At the
like that.
time. I was a Wu-Tang head, so that was dope.
And one of my personal favorite Biggie songs, You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You.
Yeah, come on.
That is not an overrated album at all.
It's great.
Bomani Jones, you have to stop trolling, bro. Like, I get that people sometimes say things just for the headline. But I don't think he was doing that. I think he believed that. Like, he went on a long rant.
He's just one of those Wu-Tang boot camp heads that really was so anti-Bad Boy that it clouded his judgment.
He was
of what
anti-shiny suits.
reality.
But I know so many guys that are Wu-Tang boot camp guys that
can appreciate.
I was one of those guys, but I still love.
Hey, let me just tell you guys, Parks is fucking backpack city, man.
100%.
Like this guy here, he's probably got like a room just full of backpacks in his house, and like he's a purist. Don't you try to talk to? Oh, he fucking hates you, fucking you whippersnappers out there. Well, I do too.
Nah, that's not true though. I like
How
a
old
lot
are you,
of
Parks?
31.
Oh, you're still.
But it's different.
Yeah, no.
It's a different.
Nah, but I'm
31.
like I'm mid. Like Peter's more of a backpacker than me.
I don't know
man.
who
He's got
Peter
all-
is, and I want to
No,
talk
you're
about
not.
him.
I'm trying to get. You want Bomani on the show?
No,
You don't want to ask him about this to his face?
I think we already just got him out of here. So
Pete, let's have a heart-to-heart really quickly.
Can I come to a microphone?
No, I don't even really want you to respond.
Heart to heart. That's a heart.
All right, let's have a heart. You have been absent from this show, Marisa, for how many weeks?
I want to say only the last 2.
That's not true. That's incorrect.
Including a family death last week. And out of town the week before.
Oh, and then you were with the kids the week before that.
Well, I am for the children.
Okay.
How many weeks
So
has
we've
Peter
heard.
been missing?
That's 3 out
That's
of.
not in a row. 3 in a row?
We might have
Yes.
been in a row.
No.
Corey's saying 4.
That's
Bullshit.
that's
Hey,
what I'm
Corey,
about
go
to
fuck
say. It was
yourself. You're a
4.
liar. You're a lying piece of shit.
He has been gone for 4. The last episode he was here was Alma.
No,
Not Alma. No, but he's been gone for 4 weeks.
So he
That's
missed
a month.
7, 8. I think he missed 8, 9, and 10.
He missed 4.
No, I didn't. There's no chance I missed 4. That is a fucking lie.
Actually, he was here for 8. Wasn't that hip hop combo?
Yes, I was in that episode.
All right, so he missed 7, 9, and 10.
I don't know that 8 was the hip hop combo.
It was.
It was. It was the most heralded episode of all time.
Yeah. He was here for that, but he missed the week before. That's why it feels like 4. Because he didn't really talk that week either. Well, he did, but
My point still stands. You're not doing a very good job at producing this podcast.
I disagree with you wholeheartedly. This podcast is doing fantastically.
Thanks none to you.
No,
At all.
Thanks,
and now we're having a heart to heart. But you
Well,
got a mic.
the people can't they want to hear an argument back and forth.
Why? You didn't argue back with Combat Jack? Don't argue back with me.
Oh, that's why you're mad because you wanted to hear.
No, I'm just making a valid point. He gets to run around and say whatever he wants. You don't say a fucking word back. Now,
I reply to you. I respect you.
4 weeks.
valid.
3 or 4 weeks. However many weeks you've been going. Yet I've heard you. I was listening to 98.7 ESPN Talk Radio. I heard you this week.
Yes, on Saturday.
Then I saw you. Like you've been on a tour. It seems like I've seen you and heard you everywhere, but the podcast that you air quotes produce. There's been not one guest on this fucking show, but besides Alma, my fucking 6th grade crush.
Who I never could have topped, by the way. So
You haven't
You're welcome,
attempted to
Twitter.
top it.
Actually,
I worked very hard this week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to get into it because you're Joe.
No, because I'm right.
No,
Don't
no,
put this on Joe.
no,
You
I-
haven't been here. There hasn't been a guest.
I went very hard this week for 2 high-level guests, and both should have happened, and neither did, and that's a shitty situation. But I'm talking about like a series of emails. I did more work on a guest this week than you've had to do outside of the show in 10 weeks. I failed, but I put in work.
he did, and
She witnessed it.
I do.
I
want
sat
to
there
Molly, I don't
pressing.
need your Hot 97 bias.
Don't. You know what? You shouldn't make it worse.
Okay.
Just don't help me. You're gonna make it worse.
Okay.
I come from the school of results or excuses. You've yielded no results.
That's not true, Joe.
So then show me some.
Okay. The podcast.
Do we have a guest for next week?
Of
Yes.
course.
Who might that be?
It is.
That's my fucking point, Peter.
But by the way, then we need to have a conversation, which is a good form for, of what your expectations of producer are.
No.
Yes.
See, this is weird. No. You're not gonna. No. That's
Who
not
knows
gonna work.
more about what a producer does, Joe? Not a record producer, a radio producer. You or myself.
Well, you're adding credence to my argument
I am.
because before our conversation that we had prior to this podcast taking place, and now this heart to heart is lasting too long on my fucking podcast. But when we had our heart to heart prior to this podcast being birthed, I thought that you knew quite a bit about producing. You haven't produced shit. You gave me an engineer, which I already have. He's right here, Parks. That's my engineer. I can do this shit in my fucking studio without you, and then I don't have to see Rosenberg Radio at the bottom of the fucking shit every fucking week.
If you're more comfortable removing the Rosenberg Radio, feel free.
No, I'm more comfortable with a producer producing, and if you're not going to do that, then let's get somebody on the job that will.
So do you just mean show booker? Because that's a separate job.
What is producing? Let's get a clear understanding here.
Okay, producing is this.
Have you done it?
I see Joe Budden. Joe Budden says, I've been thinking about doing a podcast. I go, Joe Budden, you should do a podcast. You'd be amazing at that.
Is that producing?
No.
So then why are we talking about that? Just tell me what a producer does.
Well, sets up the infrastructure of the entire show.
That's it?
That's a pretty big start. How would you have gone?
We're in a room with 2 microphones and a fucking engineer. What are you talking about?
And who is the person here who knew how to set up the relationship with iTunes and SoundCloud to connect those things and have a podcast that's now highly ranked in music?
So listeners, let's be fucking clear. First of all, Juan Epstein is retired for all intents and purposes. Y'all do 1 episode a fucking year.
We do 1 a week.
That's... and more fucking credence to my argument.
Well,
you're very much present for your podcast.
No, I missed last week. I missed last week as well.
Oh.
By the way, again, to the world of human beings, I had a death in the family. That's why I was gone last week. You can't use last week. You can only use the other 2 weeks.
I can.
No, I was
Peter.
home for a funeral. I missed radio for 3 days. That's not reasonable. You're a good arguer. That's not a reasonable point to argue.
You've been gone for 3 weeks.
Okay, so the other 2 weeks will count. One was in Los Angeles doing.
I could argue that funeral thing, but I'm not that.
I know you
insensitive.
could. I know you
I'm not
could.
that insensitive, so I will not. So listeners out there, just so we have a clear understanding, because I don't want to drag this out any longer.
That's kind of entertaining, probably.
Pete is a producer because he set up the infrastructure and SoundCloud and iTunes.
That's a piece of it. And a studio. I thought you wanted a studio to be at to do the show. I didn't know you wanted
a studio.
I didn't know you wanted to trouble Parks every week to do the show. He already has to do enough bullshit with Joe Budden every day. I thought we'd have a different place for you to do your
Parks
podcast.
is a friend of mine. He's a great engineer.
He's a fantastic engineer. I know.
I'm with him all the time. So
but by the way, you didn't refute. You didn't have a good response to my. You can't completely take away the setup of the infrastructure of the show. That is a reasonable and legitimate claim to production.
Yo, anybody in the fucking universe can set up SoundCloud and fucking iTunes.
No, but not set up the connection between the two. So the podcast.
Yeah, this is a shame that this is what you want credit for, my nigga.
Well, so tell me,
this is bad.
Who are the 6?
The fact that you are sitting here, fucking
of the 7 people here, who would have done it? Of the 7 people here, who would have done it?
Because those are the only people in the universe.
Anyways,
those are the only people in the world.
And by the way,
7 people.
Are you going to tell the audience that you have also said, "quote you know tons of people, but you're not asking any of them to be on your show yourself"?
Of course, I don't back down from it. I'm Ted Danson. That's my bar. I stand behind it.
Okay,
yeah,
but that's a stupid fucking bar.
Pete, own your fucking shit. And this is my problem with you. This is mine and Combat Jack's problem with you. You don't own your fucking shit.
How can you tie these things together? Okay.
Because you don't own your shit. You are wrong. You are dead wrong in this instance. You are not producing shit.
I disagree.
And me and Marisa are here every week slaving. I'm leaving here going to the fucking studio slaving pro bono while you're fucking tweedling your dick on ESPN talking about fucking sports.
Those things are not related at all.
They're related when I relate them.
Okay, fine. How about this?
They're related to me when I'm in my fucking car coming from LaGuardia Airport. I turn the radio. I hear fucking Peter Rosenberg. Why am I listening to Peter Rosenberg in my fucking car? I've been looking for Peter Rosenberg for weeks. Oh, Death of the Family, can't see him for 3 months. Like what? I'm not rolling with that.
Okay,
that's not acceptable.
Can I give you an admission? You're right. You wanted me to help you get guests. I haven't gotten you guests yet. You're right. That's a failure on my part. That's a failure on my part.
Ta-da! Finally!
But that's not doing nothing for the whole fucking show, Joe. You go 1 notch further. You say I do nothing. No, I have not delivered on the guests, which I told you I would. That's a failure. But the show itself is off to a pretty good start. I think everyone say that this is building nicely.
I think for the show to get where it needs to be,
now we're getting somewhere.
It needs all participants to exhaust all they can.
Okay.
And you have not.
Have not exhausted all.
You have not exhausted shit.
No, I've exhausted some, but not enough.
Well, we can agree to disagree. But
you're right. Okay. Well, guess what? How about I take your challenge, but you have to be clear. What you really want the most of from me is guest booking. Mm-hmm. That is what. Just say that. Is that what you want the most of?
No, I also want you to be present.
But that's,
because you haven't been.
But that's only semi-relevant compared to, in my opinion, once this thing becomes...
But you asked me for my opinion.
Oh, fair enough.
Can I give one?
Sure.
Yeah, don't fucking sit there. Don't with your Hot 97 alliances. You fucking got a beef with this nigga too, and you sitting there all fucking quiet.
You have a beef with me too, Marisa?
I want you to get us guests.
Okay.
And I've discussed that with you by myself on this podcast, all of those things.
Hate to make it uncomfortable in the room.
No, that was
It's
great.
not.
Joe, please, it's amazing. By the way, we all went through the episode. Uncomfortable is amazing on this. You have no interest in calling Bomani Jones about this argument. That's not producing. He gave me the phone number. I have it right now. We can get him on the show this second. You were talking about
Are we
it.
going to call him right now?
We
Of
could.
course, why not? I just said, can we call you right now for Joe Budden's podcast?
Can't call him from my phone.
We can call him from my phone, plug in the wire right now. I mean, listen, I don't know if that's considered producing.
Let's go.
Getting a guess on the fly.
Well, we can-
he's excited.
I still wish-
He's got Bomani Jones on the right here.
Well, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold the breath.
I'm still
Here
sad.
it comes. You sit tight in your seats.
I'm still really sad because the two potential guests that we
I
had
know where
would
your
have been the
dreams-
most, like,
Yo, do
literally
me a favor.
my
Stop
dream.
telling me about the fucking potential guests that we have. I don't want to hear
know.
about potential.
Well, I'm depressed about it.
Potential
honestly.
when you do nothing with it is fucking. It's
There's a phrase of that.
yeah. You don't say.
Yeah.
Are we calling this guy?
Give me the cord.
Even though I don't, I thought we were off our life after death thing, but I'd love to hear his take. I just want to hear why he thinks this is overrated.
Because I have to tell you, when you guys broke it down just then, it did seem to be a pretty unreasonable claim.
It
that
sounded really stupid.
By the way, Cypher Sounds puts.
Don't plug your Juan Epstein brother on my fucking show. We don't want to hear about what Cypher's doing. We don't want to hear about what you doing. We don't want to hear about your fucking sports show. We don't want to hear about your fucking
I didn't mention
song.
the sports
We don't
show.
want to hear your song you made about Duke. We don't want to hear any of that shit.
Yeah, he just old last dude.
What the fuck? Nobody gives a fuck about any of that shit. Get a fucking guest.
Oh, we give it. Is it raining?
Oh, here's a guest.
He doesn't count. We already had our first guest now. It's Royce. Shout out to Royce.
Who I got, by the way.
Yep. I could call someone right now too.
Well done.
That's not gonna do anything for us.
Oh, this guy's guest. Oh, this is great.
Is it going straight to voicemail?
What
I
happened?
dare the machine come on. Oh, I'm gonna blast people.
Bomani, no.
Subscriber you have called is not available.
Fucking good. You know what I mean? Take your phone, unplug your cord, take your Orioles jersey, go far away. You got an Orioles jersey and the Orioles games are fucking canceled. That's fucking amazing. Postponed. Jay-Z, right? Tidal is how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Now, there's been all types of fucking reports and articles circulating about the failure of Tidal. Now, Parks and I talk. I make it seem like Parks and I talk a lot, right? And Parks is of the mind. Well, Parks is here. He said that it may be a little too early to call it a failure.
I completely
It is
agree
way
with Parks.
too early.
It's been
up
a
for what,
month.
It's been a month. 1 month.
And they got what, 750,000.
But that's this
subscribers?
generation. Everybody wants that right now, instant gratification.
Well, let's be
No, they
clear.
expected Jay-Z to deliver that because
out.
he has in the past.
See, that
And-
information was a bit misleading.
Which?
That they have 750,000
Because
subscribers.
of the free sign up thing or whatever?
It's also
No.
been around longer than a month. It's
Because
just Jay-Z took it over.
He purchased it
Yeah.
with 550 million subscribers.
Okay, well,
So that part is a bit misleading.
I'll still take $250,000 people
yeah.
in a month. That's what is it?
At
$10
$20
a
a
month
pop.
Yeah,
For something
$20?
that you did not market very well, and you still got that
that's-
going on.
Now
That's
that,
a check.
I think he even admitted that they're like, they're growing and grow with
Of course
us
they
and
are.
all that.
yeah,
shit,
but
so
saying that we're growing and saying we marketed this all wrong
are two
are
different,
two different
admissions
things.
of guilt.
I was happy to see that even the almighty Jay-Z is not.
He's human.
I was happy to see that even he has to tweet through it sometimes.
Very surprised by that.
I was really excited because Jay is the man. Like, let's be clear. And on a Sunday afternoon, to just log on my app and see Jay just going
through
Let
it.
me tell you guys, we're a success, damn it. Give us time. I was like, yes, tweet through it, ho. Oh, I was really excited about that. But I think one of the main reasons that people are speak so negatively about Tidal and all that's been happening since Jay-Z purchased it is that this is the first time that both Spotify and Pandora have simultaneously held spots in the top 4 app category. Like they're 3 and 4 respectively together. And I guess in that world, and mind you, I don't claim to be for this to be my area of expertise, but I guess that was like unheralded, unfucking charted territory. Like they got Candy Crush out of here.
That's definitely crazy.
That's a big feat.
Yeah,
that's definitely a big feat.
I think the free concerts with Cole was great.
Yeah, that was
and I
cool,
want to see more of that. That could turn into a festival.
Wait, who did that?
Tidal did that last night.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Did anybody see it?
I saw pictures
Elliot
of
Wilson,
it. Yeah, exactly.
Instagram.
That's what I got. Elliot Wilson. I watched Elliot's timeline.
I can get you Elliot Wilson for the podcast.
Pete, you're not gonna sucker me in with your sense of humor, bro. It takes more to get me.
What about my very strong feelings about Tidal that I'd like to express to you and see your thoughts?
I guess, man.
It's Tidal, and I don't mean to go at Hove hard, as I tried to avoid on the radio.
Oh, don't make more enemies for this podcast. Do it on yours.
It is the most ridiculous shit in the world. The idea that you are charging $25, 2.5 times for the best version, for the version that they say is in the Joe Budden voice, the quality that I need. That's what they say. This is their special
let me play
quality.
devil's advocate here because their lower quality version is still said to be a better version.
Better enough, just as a consumer, to make me want to leave the one I've been with for 3 years and spend $10 a month. I don't even think about it. They have everything I need and want. That's my problem. They marketed, and this is why he said he fucked up, because he knows he did. They marketed it on this concept of help the artists. That's not what the fuck consumers care about. You can show me a press conference with 50 rich people, including Madonna, sitting around being, help us? No, help the fucking consumer. They got it completely fundamentally wrong. And you're charging, even at the lower price point, double what my Spotify account is.
No, they're not.
$21
No, they're not. Yeah.
There's an $11 version?
It's like a $9.99.
It's $9.99.
Yeah.
I went on the app and did not see a $9.99 version. Let me check.
There's a 10 and a 20.
Let me,
I got changed to 10.
Did they change that?
They changed it to 10. Yeah.
That's updated. Okay, when I first went on, it was $19.99 or $24.99. And I said a big fuck you the second I looked at that.
Well, we had similar feelings when it first came out. We talked about it on the podcast. Pardon me. And we had similar feelings, but I don't think that's to say that it's done for.
Oh, no, I don't think it's done for.
No, it's not done for, but I still...
It's been 30 days. It's way too early.
But why? Why? What are you offering that's better? Why did you jump into a crowded space that's old? This is already a space that's 5-6 years old. The people have been doing it. Why did you jump in besides the fact that you don't believe artists are getting enough?
No.
And you're not even focusing on young artists who aren't making money. You're focusing on 50 rich artists who already make a shitload of money.
That's not it. Because Jay has these artists together. And they have stake in this, which means they can do things like J. Cole's concert. It doesn't necessarily mean artists, hey, pay us. We don't get paid enough.
Together?
It's to say, hey, we're all together and we can offer you guys way more than a Spotify or a Pandora can do.
What can they offer me? A random J. Cole concert that I'm not going to go to?
Right.
Exclusive.
Well, you might not be a J. Cole fan,
Or
but if
are
you
you
were
going to offer me a music video that's going to go online anyway a week later that I'm still going to see?
Yeah, exactly. You guys are in denial about what people use their streaming services for.
Yeah.
This is for the fucking gym. People want to work out and hear the music, man. They're not trying to see a boxing event on Tidal. Get the fuck out of here.
And I will say it's extremely difficult to have exclusive content. Because,
exactly. On
all niggas I know are going to see that J. Cole concert on World Star a day later.
And they said it hurt Rihanna's video plays for the American Oxygen.
I'm saying to go to them. Well, you can expand that significantly. That's obviously a baby step in what it could be.
I agree.
Well, he said they're going to offer. He did name
subscribers. If you had a chance for a Made in America type style concert with every artist that was on that stage, and you had to pay $20 to get involved in this community, and you could go to that concert for free, is that not enticing?
Is that what they're doing?
It's like one
no,
concert,
but it seems to be that's the step that they're taking.
Well, you know what?
It's so early. Of course, that's not what they're doing, but this is what they could do.
While these artists seem to be very united currently, I need to see how united they will be when the firestorm begins to happen. And when I say that, I mean iTunes is going to retaliate.
Of course.
Spotify, Pandora, well, really iTunes for real, because I don't know that all of these artists are prepared to just not need any services from iTunes.
And
and that is what's
I think
No, it's
Spotify
already
is-
happened.
I think Spotify is more their direct competition.
Well,
Yeah,
iTunes has already
Than
done that
iTunes.
too.
Well, I
They
don't stream
said that
music to
anybody
begin
that
with.
works with the direct competition, they're going to be taken out of the banner ads and all that shit. So it's
And
hurting.
iTunes is about to, as Joe alluded to, do you know something already?
Yeah, you know it.
I know quite
about
a
it.
bit.
Yeah, they're
but
about to
it's
unleash
about to be
something that's
a beast.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Now, whether it works, we don't know, but it will create direct competition.
It sounds pretty cool.
And on top of that, Jay has his deal with Samsung, and I've read this in one of the articles. Apparently, and this is just the type of games that you have to be prepared for when you get into this type of war. Apparently, Apple delayed the download for Tidal to iPhones.
Yeah, they let it go to Android, and they
amazing.
took time to deny the approve the app in the App Store. That's what the problem
Yeah,
was.
exactly. Like so.
Good for you, Apple.
And then they also said that they screwed up Rihanna's things too. When
Oh
it-
yeah,
when-
yeah,
like her shit.
yeah. So I mean,
He's definitely jumping into a pool of sharks.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure he's capable of swimming with. Like,
But Apple's on a. I feel like they're on the smear behind the smear campaign too. I
well, he
guess.
said
they
that.
probably are.
Yeah.
Well, he tweeted that.
Yeah.
He tweeted that there were smear campaigns being ran against him, but I mean that's what's supposed to be happening.
That's how it goes.
and there's Jimmy Iovine, and there's a lot of players who have fucking power. Who've been
yeah.
around a long time.
Beats play and all that.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I commend them for even giving it the puncher's try. I too am not going to say that it's over. It's
That's
an
all I
uphill.
was saying.
It's an uphill
I'm
battle.
certainly
see
not
him
saying
walking
what
away
they've
from it
done
at
has
any
been
point?
great.
Do I?
Do you see
The
him walking
potential's
away
still
from it?
there, though.
yeah, once it's not making any money and it doesn't look like there's any potential to make money, he'll walk away from it. Absolutely.
Interesting conversation to add to this. What has Jay-Z come out with? Because I said in the room the other day, I was like, listen, Jay-Z's a marketing genius. And someone in the room goes, is he?
I don't think he is particularly.
Right. So my question is, what has Jay done outside of his own music that really was a monster success?
I mean,
Rockaware?
Rockaware and Rockefeller.
That's mostly Dame. Rockaware was a...
Well, I wasn't in the office, so I can't say. But he
Well-
was a partner in it, so I'm going to give him some credit for that.
Yeah, sure.
and
And it was pretty successful for a run.
Yeah.
It did well, made some money for sure.
still around.
Is it?
It's still afloat. Yeah.
It wasn't, other artists' music wasn't particularly a huge, success point for him.
Armadale didn't really.
No.
That was Dame.
That was Dame.
That
That was all
was
Dame.
Dame.
And that wasn't...
On a lower scale, the 40/40 clubs
Yeah, that's true.
were pretty popular.
Well, one of
he
them
marketed them
closed,
as,
right?
as the cool spot to be at.
And the one in New York still is legit.
Yeah, he still has events. I haven't been to any of the
didn't
other
he do
ones.
a
Yeah.
cognac too?
If
I
you
feel
ask
like
the
he
question,
did.
was it a huge success?
Duce, is that his?
I thought
Duce
so.
is his, yes. Duce
owns
has
it?
done well.
It's okay.
no,
I think he's just a name behind it.
He had the champagne.
I do
too.
know Memphis Bleak is a brand ambassador.
There we go. Well, then that in itself, it just speaks. Samsung, did it increase anything when he did that? Or-
It was innovative.
I'm going to give him...
That
didn't work.
That was innovative. It failed miserably.
Very
It
miserable.
How did it
It
fail?
was cool, but what did it really
The people,
do?
like the app crashed, and the people that got the album I forgot how it worked, but it wasn't from the app.
I know I got the album the same day. So, like,
Yeah, I got the leak right when it went on.
Yeah. So.
I'm going to give him marketing credit for the Nets. I'm not giving him the ownership that he owns the Nets, that perception. But to market the Nets, they became pretty popular.
a much cooler brand than they were previously.
way cooler.
but they also moved to Brooklyn, so it's kind
yeah,
of
like it just went hand in
Oh,
hand.
I mean, he has a lot of layups. No pun intended, but
But he really just slapped his name on that. Like I feel like Tidal is a different. It's like a concept where it's.
I'll tell you where he is impressing me. Rock Nation Sports. He's got a lot of great
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, he does. He does. Definitely.
And
bringing
and you
Pegasus
know
on was
what?
cool.
Kind of like
and he's getting them great deals. Too.
kind of
yeah,
like
they are doing something good.
yeah,
with that.
he's giving kind of like Tidal. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but
Tidal.
He came in that game, and Scott Boras and the rest of those guys wanted him to fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And he's signing.
Oh, they really were trying to give him shit in the very beginning.
Yeah,
Well, that's why he had to give up his small percentage of the Nets.
Oh,
It was a
right.
conflict of
Because
interest.
yeah. But no, I think he actually is doing really good. And then he brought Pegasus over. I think that was a good move. I think.
Oh my
they're
God, come on.
Well, I think she had to do an industry name drop. Come on, let her do it. Let her.
No, I'm just saying. I actually do.
Why
pay attention-
Why is that a good move?
Because
Marissa? Tell us why him bringing
because
Pegasus
he has
over is
the
a good move.
relationships too, and I just think that they're actually.
Pegasus sits front row at every big basketball
He
game.
does. What does he call him? Woody Harrelson? Is that what? Yeah, there you go.
I don't know that what he calls himself.
I love Marissa. I love you, Marissa.
Thanks. No, but I
Power move.
Oh my god.
I think it's pretty good.
And Pecos is my guy, but I mean,
Pecos is great.
Knock it the fuck off. Pecos is
Super
no
nice
one.
guy.
Yo, one day when I really want to retire and don't care about music at all, I'm just gonna do like fucking Corinne Steffens. I'm gonna just start exposing all of these fucking
Just write a
fucks
book, then.
that have been robbing the fucking industry for so many years, making a fortune.
And Roy, I'm calling
Days.
you out just randomly dropping. Pecos is a nice guy. Pecos is my guy. I know him well.
To me personally.
To you personally,
Yeah.
yes. I wouldn't describe him as like he just runs around helping the needy. Pecos could fucking stunt the fuck out of you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Follow him on Instagram.
Exactly.
Pecos is my guy. It's just hard for me to view him as the stunt master because I'm fucking, Kaiser brought me into this fucking game. And Kaiser,
Stunt master number one.
Kaiser is fucking, yeah, exactly, yeah. For those of you that don't know, Kaiser is just important, man. He stunts a lot.
No. For those of you who don't know, they're the two random dudes who at like the All-Star game have the two best seats in the house. And you're like, who are these two random dudes? They keep showing. That's Kaiser and Pecos.
Who are these two dudes that everybody knows?
Who's dapping up every player and celebrity.
That I've never seen.
Does he still
Is he a
go
former
behind
member of the
Little
Terror
Burger
Squad?
on thing? Does he still use that?
I don't know what Little Burger
Oh,
is.
is that
Was his
is that
little
our
social
guest?
Yeah, is that our guy?
No.
No. But Monty's doing his radio show till 2:30. Sorry, apologies.
Yo, Pete, what are you here for, my nigga? Like, I'm so confused. I don't understand. Yo, so
is it over
it
for?
might be over for, right? Check this out. I was trying to figure out who it might be over for.
I got mine. I came prepared
yo,
today.
Some
with
kid emailed me
anger.
a list and I hated
We don't
the
want.
whole
We don't
list.
care about who emailed you, all right? We don't care about your personal fucking endeavors.
It wasn't a personal. It was from Twitter, a fan of
Yeah,
the
but we don't need to
podcast.
shout out a fan of the podcast who emailed you randomly and then have a million people emailing you. Like, we don't need to shout everyone out. Damn it. Have some.
Not to produce, but I mean, it's actually not a bad idea
Well,
to
I
shout out
have-
the people who are into the podcast
Yeah.
and want to.
Which I was going to announce after I.
Was that a
we were
shout
going
out?
to
Yeah,
discuss
some
it.
kid emailed me.
Well, yeah, well,
Do you remember his name, Marissa?
No idea.
Okay. Forget it. Joe, continue.
This is a good transition before we do Is It Over For? I made a Gmail account, I'll name this podcast later, gmail.com, for people to write into us. Don't send us music. You'll be reported as spam. It'll be a waste of your time. Don't troll, because that's just taking time out of your day, and I'm just going to delete it. But if you want some advice from how this intelligent group of people,
so smart.
write into us, and I'll pick 3 maybe, and we will discuss it and make a segment out of the podcast maybe every other week or when we feel like it.
Yo, now
when we
listen.
remember.
Now check this out. I'm a high school dropout. I left in the 10th grade. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but that was producing. What do you fucking know, Rory? Thank you for producing some shit while Peter tries to get Bomani Jones on the phone to talk about a topic that we closed 40 minutes ago and he didn't even answer this fucking shit. What is Peter here for?
At the time,
Don't put Rosenberg Radio at the bottom of my fucking art. I swear to God, I will fucking, this podcast will be canceled forever. I don't want to see Rosenberg Radio at the bottom of that fucking artwork. Huh?
I have an idea for artwork now.
I don't want to see Rosenberg Radio at the bottom of that artwork. I swear I will boycott this shit.
Roryberg Radio?
Don't you me.
Well, actually, I have an idea for artwork, by the way.
Leave Marissa alone.
God. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God, hold on. Is this what I think it is?
Here we go.
Is it her awkwardly standing behind Ty Dolla $ign for no reason?
It was not for no reason. They called me into the room.
I know, here's what
text that to
happened
me,
though.
man?
You got called in,
It was
and then there
super
was
awkward.
nothing else to follow up on, so you just had to slide gracefully
yeah, but
away.
It was so weird. I just stood
You
there
gotta
awkwardly,
stop
and then I
being a
wall slid.
bird.
I was not being a bird. I was we were interviewing
Well,
him.
when people look at the picture,
Well,
will
no
it be
one.
safe to assume that you look a little birdie?
No, I was answering a question.
Doesn't look like it here. Well, the fans will look at it. They'll see the picture.
So
And
then
they'll
they
let
could
us know.
watch the video.
I'll
for the
text you right now, Rory.
context.
But I was thinking about it might be over for, right? And I'm so petty. Oh, petty next door. Here comes petty next door.
Petty Kruger.
And I was remembering.
I know. That's why I said
I
it.
was remembering when we did It Might Be Over for McConan, right? We were right.
Of course we were.
We were right about that.
No, he has a show. He has a show tonight.
Here in New York?
I think I saw it on Twitter.
It didn't go well last time, if I recall.
Somebody asked who's going
yeah,
to
they
the Conan
punched him in
show
the
and got
face.
killed on Twitter for it.
And I don't even hear anybody going up on Tuesdays anymore.
Nope.
No, never.
It was even at one point kind of cool to like fuck with him. Now it's not even like it's not even cool.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over, bro.
It's over for the people that even like him. It's over for everyone involved in McConan.
Yeah, sorry, it's over.
Sorry, Drake.
So, do you have It Might Be Over?
Nope.
I do.
Yeah, but yours be getting niggas in trouble.
No.
Can we hear it first? Because your last one. Do you think that Jada kissed? Like, I don't know, bro.
Which I could argue. But I'm not gonna do it.
Let's not argue it. Let's not argue it.
Okay. Today I opened up my news app and it said that the MTA could go up to 310.
What?
So if they don't get in line with the politicians in New York and they don't pay for the rest of this $32 billion project they're trying to do, they're going to raise the tolls and raise the fare to 310.
The tolls are already
If y'all don't get this shit together, I'm done with MTA. I will fucking
tell
walk
them, Rory.
50 fucking blocks.
No, you won't. I'm not buying it.
No, you are
I'm going to pay that 310 and be angry about it.
And who might it be over for? Them? Because they don't get their $3 every day?
No, I said this is more frustration for me. It might be over for me and MTA.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just Rory's mad today. Different segment, guys. I'm producing. New segment. Rory's mad today.
So, if it goes up to 310.
Well, what is it now? I haven't
275.
Oh, you bitches.
So,
But the fucking
adds up
tolls
every fucking
are
day.
$14 now.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
That shit makes me
the toll
sick.
goes up way
If it
higher
goes
than that
up-
35 cents.
If it goes up and I'm still getting delayed express trains, tracks are down.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do?
Rory wants Starbucks and plasmas.
No, I want the train to fucking run on time.
And jazz music playing in the background.
You can't lower the service and raise the fare.
Oh, yes, the fuck they can.
And they are.
They'll show you.
Have you seen what they've done lately?
Wow, way to come together as New Yorkers. Dicks.
We're from New Jersey, so.
Oh, no, I'm actually from New
Hi,
York.
Gaps. Hi.
I haven't taken a train.
This is for the working class listeners.
Yes, it's like
Not the
97.
S-class listeners.
Like last time I took the train, there were tokens.
Well, if you don't
remember
change your
that?
tires,
And they were $1.
I ride a train and I don't want to pay $3.15.
I do both. I pay
Always.
tolls
Are you
and ride
frustrated?
trains, and I don't want to
Yeah.
do either one.
Are you frustrated a little bit?
Yeah.
But what are we
I've
gonna
had
do?
enough.
What are we gonna do?
All right, well, go fucking boycott.
Go write a letter or
Hey,
something.
MTA, the revolution will not be televised.
Go riot.
Well, too soon.
By the way, I'm naming the Rory segment, what you trying to kick knowledge? That's the Rory segment.
Because that's exactly what. Pete, stop trying to be funny on my fucking podcast.
Sorry, you laughed already.
Yeah, and you got your fucking. Why is fucking Cypher here?
We're doing a podcast after your podcast, okay? After
That's
your
why he's here.
Oh.
But more importantly, Gabs is here.
No one knows who Gabs is.
I care.
I know, she's wonderful.
Yo,
but
you
no-
like to name drop a lot.
I don't know. It's
she
just
named-
Gabs.
You-
It's
she
fucking
name
Gabs.
dropped people
But
they
you
don't know.
name drop the people that these people don't know.
Well, so?
So it's safe to assume, listeners, that Pete could be here currently because he has to do his podcast after this podcast.
God.
You could argue that. But I would have been here anyway today, Joe. You know why? Because there wasn't a death in my family and I wasn't traveling, and that's why I'm here.
Yo, I'm going to say this at the risk of sounding like a fucking total dick.
No.
Not you.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, God. Where will your listeners go?
Yo, people die. 3 days later, we know the funeral.
Yeah.
The wake and the funeral, we know the information. And you're white. So if the person that passed away, God bless their soul, is white, I'm assuming it was done properly. Well, I'm sure it's not like when James Brown died and they have to ship his body to South Carolina. It took a month. We was like, where is the funeral? Like, I don't think white people are going through that. So you been gone for 3 weeks because y'all had this fucking untimely death?
There was just that 1 week.
It was just 1 week.
He was gone 3
Like, I'm only taking one away from
No, that's not true because the first week, and I have the group text to prove what I'm saying.
Okay, no.
You said, guys, can't make it. Family sick. And I said, okay, family sick. That's valid. Then the next week, yo, he died. That's 2 weeks.
You're right. You're
So
right.
why you keep trying to make it 1 week?
I didn't realize that you're right. It is 2 weeks, but now that just made you more of an asshole. I think. I don't think it worked against me. I think it worked against you.
Well, I don't think so.
Because they were both legitimate. I swear to God, why would I lie? Why would I come to the first 7 and be like, you know what? Fuck this podcast. Why would I do that?
No. I'm not saying that you lied about the deaths in your family. And believe me, I have a heart. So I do care. But I just find it very fucking, very weird that this was the only engagement that you ever missed. Outside of your 3 fucking
The radio shows.
3
But I
times
missed
that you
the
were
morning
absent
show. I
from-
missed my main job.
For 3 days, you missed it.
Well, okay,
not 3 weeks.
By the way, I'm not going to bore you and explain the exact time.
I don't want you to explain it. I just want the listener to be clear and recognize bullshit when you hear it. Not bullshit that someone passed.
We know
that much of an
you don't have to
asshole.
keep qualifying. I know you're not saying you don't care about that.
Okay.
You're just an asshole in general.
Yeah. I probably am an asshole.
See yourself getting sick? See yourself hacking things up as you do this?
No, let me tell you why I'm getting sick. Because fucking Bay, right? Real quick Bay story.
God,
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because you weren't here. But anyway, Bay comes over, can't breathe out her fucking nose. She looks sick as shit. I'm like, fam, don't touch me. Don't kiss me. Words born. I don't need to get sick. I rap. I got to record. I need my voice. She's like, oh, Bay, you're treating me bad. I'm like, oh, come here. Give me a kiss. And now I'm fucking sick. So my nose is fucked up. Everything is fucked up, right? And until then, Bay comes over and she says, oh, you're sick. Too bad I didn't do it because I'm not sick at all. That fucking motherfucker. Yeah, I hate when women do that. Hate it.
The most interesting part of that story was that, and maybe you guys already know this and I apologize if I missed it, but that when you did an impression of Bay, she didn't have a Spanish accent.
And you always.
There's always a poppy or something in there.
I gave a little away. I gave a little away, didn't I?
I still have not. I have to meet. I'm gonna just show up one day. Just meet her.
You won't be let in.
Nope.
Bay is wonderful.
For Joe's amusement, here you go. Yesterday I saw Machine Gun Kelly.
Hey, is Machine Gun Kelly dating Amber Rose?
Yes, and I am so fucking here for
since
it.
you've missed weeks.
I don't think that's happening, by the way.
It is happening, and it's very
I saw
happening.
your 2 posts.
No.
I saw them. And I saw them hugged up, but I've seen Amber be hugged up with people. That doesn't tell me that they're dating.
Take it away, Rosenberg.
Yeah, no, I was on a date with them last night. They're
Double date.
They're doing something. I'm not saying they're together, but they were out together.
I think that people should be allowed to be out together
100%.
and or fuck one another without the rest of the world making them a couple.
Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%.
All right.
But when I was hanging out last night, I was telling Amber that she should come on the Joe Budden podcast today.
My God.
In doing so, I started talking about Marisa Mendez and how crazy she is, right? So MGK, who knows her, jumps in and we both started talking about how crazy but lovable this Marisa Mendez is. And how does Machine Gun Kelly know that you show up everywhere Ty Dolla Sign is? How does even MGK know? He's like, oh, Ty Dolla Sign will tweet, I'm at Roscoe's, and she'll show up at Roscoe's.
I've never done that in my life. First
Never?
Of all. No, I've never shown
Never?
up. No, I've actually been at Roscoe's, and he's walked into Roscoe's, and I put that on everything. That happened one time. That happened.
First of all, let me be clear.
and he
People that don't have that much shouldn't be able to say, I put that on everything.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
You're totally not an asshole.
But no, and he doesn't ever tweet about his place. He's not a tweeter like that. He's one of those generic like, hey, check out my Pepsi promo. He doesn't tweet about like, oh, I'm in the studio today. He's
Do you
one
buy
of those guys.
Pepsi when he does that?
No, I don't. I don't drink soda. I don't drink anything
Can
carbonated.
we be clear? First of all, I'm rolling with Machine Gun Kelly on that one.
I don't.
I believe
That's
him in
not
that.
very. I
do
didn't
too.
know where you were going with that either. By
That's
the way.
I know, which is why you were behind the microphone shaking your head. No, please, no, don't say anything. No.
And I'm like, don't worry, I got you. He's just saying you're a psychopath stalker of Ty Dolla Sign.
We're not going to let everyone know you're a fucking thoughty bird. But you're still shaking your head. It's okay. We still didn't finish It Might Be Over For. Do you have one, Parks?
Nah.
I thought you might have a sports one this week, Joe Budden. There's a lot of sports this week.
You know what, man? Yeah, and I hate to do this again. I know we got to go, but oh man, I'm just
Knicks again.
I keep bashing ESPN, and I love ESPN. You know what bothers me? Well, one of the many things that seems to bother me. Certain good people on ESPN, their viewpoint on certain things is as white as it can possibly be. Now, Kevin Love, Kelly, whatever his name is. Y'all saw it. Well, if you didn't see the game, they both diving for a loose ball. Kelly fucking puts him in a Ronda Rousey wrestling move and dislocates his arm. And this is why I fuck with Mike, the first Mike from Mike and Mike, not the football player. Mike, the one that I like. Yeah. Is it Greenberg? Who's the other one?
Greenberg. Golick.
No, not Golick. I like Greenberg. Greenberg is an amazing radio person. But, and I'm sorry, that's your competition, but he's great.
No.
Well, Ebro told me it was.
It's on the same time slot.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I'm ESPN family adjacent. It's different.
Many people on ESPN said that this was a basketball play. Said that they both were diving for the ball. heat of the moment, and it's a freak accident. Kelly Olynyk, dating back to his college career, only has one technical foul. Not a dirty player. His reputation is squeaky clean. So he's beyond trying to do a dirty play to Kevin Love, even though this series has been scrappy the entire time.
And that game was particularly nasty.
Oh, that game was much worse than the series. But, I mean, they've been scrappy. It's been a physical... That's a wrestling move.
I'm a Celtics fan. That was a blatant, clear attempt to hurt, to mess. I'm not saying injure him, but hurt him. 100%.
100%. And it just baffles me that some of the people on ESPN can't even imagine that would be a possibility because this guy has one technical foul throughout his entire career.
Well, it also got the J.R. Smith foul looked so bad that it ended up overshadowing it. He basically knocked him out. He basically landed a backwards knockout punch, which I've never seen before.
And you know what my thing is with that? All right, so they injure Kevin Love. Immediately when it happens, he runs straight to the locker room, not even to the bench. He doesn't say anything to anybody. He felt it pop. He's in the locker room, right? Now you send in the enforcer. Here comes Kendrick Perkins. That's what they signed him for. Not even 2 minutes into the game, LeBron goes to get the ball. Kendrick Perkins looks like he's setting the pick. He wasn't going to set a pick. He grabs homeboy by, I don't remember his name. Yeah. He grabs him by the neck, throws him on the floor, stands over him as if to say, what, nigga, I'll fuck you up right here. I loved it. Bush League, call it what you want. I loved it because Kendrick Perkins will not be necessary for the rest of the players. You don't need him to do anything but beat people up. He can get suspended. He can foul people, whatever. J.R. Smith, however, I don't know if the Cavs can win without him.
And he's out 2 games now.
He's out. He's been suspended 2 games. Because it's J.R. Smith. Because it's J.R. Smith, I have to feel funny about it. But if it's anybody else, I support that. I think Cleveland and particularly LeBron-led Cleveland teams have been deemed soft by a lot of the people in the league. So I enjoyed seeing Kendrick Perkins and J.R. Smith fucking stand up for the guy. One of the star players. Now, the downside to that is you got Chicago next if they beat Milwaukee, which they should. Chicago, with the exception of the rookie kid that's injured, they're healthy and they're firing on all cylinders. You got a lot of people that picked Chicago to beat Cleveland before the season started, before the Freak Rose injury. And they're looking like that Chicago again. Without Kevin Love, who will miss the entire series, that was reported this morning, and J.R. Smith for 2 games, LeBron and Kyrie and company have an uphill battle. But that leads me to it might be over for. And I hate to say this, Rondo. That's my guy.
Oh, this is a great choice. It might be over.
That's my guy. Rondo. I've seen Rondo a few times in the strip club. Cool guy in the strip club, but a lot of people are cool in the strip club.
That, by the way, that doesn't always equal like best professional.
It was off season, if that counts for anything. I don't want Rondo on the Knicks. I think he blew himself, and I say that to say, great player at one point. At one point, a friend of mine was arguing that Rondo was better than Steph Curry, and it was an argument to be had. And y'all can add him and tell him how stupid he sounds. His name is @Maul3_. Sounds really stupid now. Rondo took the most potent offense in the NBA, and that's what the Mavericks had, and ruined it. As soon as he got there. Ruined the locker room. And that's important because the Mavs have a lot of locker room guys. It's difficult to ruin a locker room with Tyson Chandler, J.J. Barea, Dirk Nowitzki, everybody with Chandler Parsons, model citizen. I mean, with the exception of Monte Ellis, who's a fucking, never mind. It's pretty hard to be a cancer to that locker room, and he did that even. His jump shot hasn't improved. He can't hit a free throw. People are not guarding it. This is a player that was demanding max money at some point, and I don't think he's going to get it. So even though he'll have a career, of course. I'm not.
But what
stupid.
he was, it could be over.
Yeah.
And by the way, again, Celtics fan, loved Rondo. Made me realize just how fucking great the Celtics did at keeping him together because he's a fucking mess now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rajon Rondo. Joe Budden says it might be over for you.
I like him too, but sorry, bro. All right, you guys got anybody? All right. I think that's it.
I'll name this podcast later at gmail.com.
Oh, wait.
For advice.
Hey, let me just let you guys know, I am working on my my R&B album bracket. We have 64 albums, but there are so many that we missed. We're extending it to 96. We'll have that done and ready to rock next week just to talk about it. That's one. And two, next week, most overrated places to have sex.
Hey now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Trust me. All right, so that's it.
And who's our guest next week, Rosenberg?
Bomani Jones. Who's not going to answer the phone next week, Peter?
Whoever you want. I can get any voicemail you want.
All right, this was great, Parks. Thanks for sitting in.
Yep.
Marissa, thanks for nothing.
You're welcome.
Rory, you got to get back to work. Rory gets to take fashion risks that I can't, and I'm a little jealous of it. Like the polka dots.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
Cool.
That's cool.
Pete,
All right.
get your life together, man.
I know. I will.
No, for real.
I'll do better. I'll do better for you.
No.
Next week he's gonna have a guest for us.
I'm gonna have a guest for you next week.
And it's gonna be good because I don't want a bull. I don't even know who the fuck you named in that group chat that one time. Who was that? Do you know?
By the
Rory
way,
didn't know either.
Whatever she's saying is going to end up looking bad on her, I guarantee.
No, because Rory told me he had no idea who that was either, and then he thought I knew.
Well, a sports person that Joe would care about. It probably wasn't for either of you.
Nah, it was a chick.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Maybe
I just forgot the name.
Maybe it was a female. Maybe it was Serena Williams.
Yeah, there
No,
we
it
go.
wasn't.
Reach.
All right, episode 11. I'll name this podcast later. Me and Parks are off to the studio to make great fucking music that you guys will never hear. And that's
It's just a hobby at this point.
Peace.
Bye.